One fact that makes every NBA team the only NBA team unique to each team. 76ers. When the 76ers lost to the Hawks in the 2021 playoffs, they became the only NBA team over the last 25 years to blow an 18-point lead in back-to-back playoff games. They lost Games 4 and Game 5 while simultaneously having a 95% and 99% win probability during the course of each game when they had double-digit leads in each game, yet they still blew both games. Milwaukee Bucks. When conferences were full-on conferences and not just Eastern and Western divisions, the Bucks are the only team to have won a championship in both the Eastern and Western Conference. Bulls. We all know how great the Bulls dynasty was when Jordan went 6 for 6 in the finals, but did you know that after that 1997-98 season when the dynasty ended, the Bulls became the only team to lose their team's leading rebounder, assist leader, and scoring leader in the following 1998-99 season after winning a championship. This, of course, is after the rebounding stat was counted post-1950. Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are the only team to win a finals despite being down 3-1 in the series. Celtics. The Celtics are the only team to have a winning record against the Lakers all time, and this includes the Spurs. The Spurs have a losing record against the Lakers, 93 wins to 94 losses. The Celtics, however, are 166 and 133 all time against the Lakers. Clippers. The Clippers are the only NBA franchise without a losing season in the last 10 years. And if they end this season with a winning record, which so far it seems to be the case, you can make that 11 years. Grizzlies. Up until the 2017-18 season, the Grizzlies were the last and only team using the old school standard definition scoreboard that showcased the game score. Hawks. The Hawks are the only team to move 4 different locations in its franchise history. They started as the Tri-City Blackhawks in 1946, then became the Milwaukee Hawks, then the St. Louis Hawks, and finally the Atlanta Hawks. That's 4 different spots under one franchise. Heat. When the Heat beat the Bucks in 5 games during the 2023 playoffs, they became the only 8th-seeded team to hold a 1st-seeded team to just 1 win in the first round of a 7-game series. And I know technically on paper they were the 7th seed, but ever since the play-in tournament, things have been a little bit shuffled. Hornets. The Hornets are the only NBA team to never play a Christmas Day game. Jazz. The Jazz are the only team in NBA history to never lose 60 or more games within a season. As bad as some of their seasons were, they never hit that dreaded 60-loss mark. Kings. The Kings are the only NBA team to win multiple Summer League championships, as they have 2 of them, winning it in 2014 and 2021. Knicks. The Knicks are the only NBA team to share a rivalry where both teams scored over 50,000 points each against each other all time. I'm referring to the Knicks versus Celtics rivalry that spans over 490 games. It is one of the longest and deepest rivalries in NBA history. Lakers. The Lakers are the only team in NBA history with 32 finals appearances. While both the Lakers and the Celtics have 17 rings apiece, the Celtics only been to the finals 22 times so far. The Lakers have been there 32 times. Magic. The Orlando Magic are the only NBA team during the 1990s to beat a Michael Jordan-led playoff team when the Magic beat the Bulls in 6 games during the 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals. Of course, MJ and the Bulls did lose some playoff series before his prime in his early days, but during that 6 for 6 prime MJ title era, the Shaq-led Magic are the only team to beat him in the postseason. Mavericks. When the Mavs lost to the Bucks back in 2022, they became the only NBA team in the last 25 years to miss their final 6 free throws in a row and then lose the game by 1 point. Of that missed free throw streak, it included Tim Hardaway Jr. missing 3 in a row when he got fouled on the 3-point line. The Mavs could have easily won that game, but choked very hard when it came to hitting those free throws. Nets. The Nets are the only playoff team to get swept during the 2022 playoffs. Nuggets. The Nuggets are the only team in NBA history to come back from multiple 3-1 deficits in the same postseason. They did this during the 2020 playoffs when they were down 3-1 to the Jazz but came back in 7, and then they were down 3-1 to the Clippers but came back in 7. They were also at one point down 3-1 to the Lakers in the Western Finals, but that didn't go as planned for them as they lost in 5. Pacers. The Pacers are the only team in the NBA that has never had a number 1 overall pick play for them. Not only have they never drafted a number 1 overall pick, they never even had a former number 1 overall pick eventually come play for them via a trade or signing. Pelicans. On the flip side of draft lottery luck, the Pelicans are the only team in the modern lottery system to get a first overall pick without having one of the bottom 3 records in the league. They won the 2019 draft lottery despite having a 33-49 record, which was better than 7 other NBA teams at the time. Pistons. The Pistons are the only team to lose 28 games in a row so far. Raptors. The Raptors are the only team to have 2 Coach of the Year winners within the past 6 seasons and fire both coaches, as they fired both Dwayne Casey and Nick Nurse. Rockets. The Rockets are the only team to win it all as a 6th seed and the only team to win 4 postseason series without home court advantage in any of the series. And that's within the same playoff run, of course. Spurs. The Spurs are the only team in the NBA with an all-time win percentage of 59.9%. It's the best in the NBA currently, despite their previous seasons having terrible win percentages, and that has been hurting their overall score, but it's still good. Suns. The Suns are the only team in NBA history to choke 2 separate 2-0 playoff leads back-to-back. They choked a 2-0 finals lead in the 2021 NBA Finals, and then in the 2022 playoffs, they choked a 2-0 lead against the Mavericks. And yes, there was a playoff series in between, but they did not have a 2-0 lead in that series. Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the only pro sports team in North America to be located within the state of Oklahoma. Now, this does not include development leagues or AAA teams like, say, the OKC Dodgers. Timberwolves. Since the 1997-98 season, the Timberwolves are the only team in the NBA to win a game by 30+ points after trailing by at least 15 points within the same night. They did this with the final score being 135-105. At one point in that same game, they were trailing 26-10. Speaking of the Trailblazers, aside for the first NBA Finals ever, the Blazers are the first team to win a chip in their first postseason ever when they first made it to the playoffs in 1977. Simultaneously, they won a ring in that postseason. Warriors. The Warriors are the only team to choke a 3-1 series lead in the finals. Wizards. The Washington Wizards are the only team to show up last in alphabetical order based on both team name and city name. So here was one NBA fact that separates each franchise from every other franchise. Let me know what your favorite fact was and what you want to see in the future. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.